introduction after a long time because we wanted to see you all. Because the orientation on the textbook is nothing new to you. You've been handling it for the past 4 years. But then we have given a new look to it. The title also, as you can see, English for us is changed to Prowess in English. And then there's not much to talk about the textbook as such because it has been appreciated wherever it went. In fact, in some other states, some universities, they asked us to use the book in their university also because the language material has been meticulously handled and it has been put into the textbook. So we haven't changed anything much in the language, but literature, the selections part we have selected new. We put new selections so that it will give you more enthusiasm to start with and to deal with the text. So we felt that you should go home with a message, with some kind of inputs in handling teaching literature and language. So we were in search of a speaker who would help us in this, and then we got acquainted with ma'am, and thank you ma'am for accepting our invitation and being here. So I'll give the time now to ma'am. So let's listen to her and then take our inputs. Thank you ma'am.
Good afternoon everybody. Teacher's position. Down there and a standing one rather than sitting. Thank you, Dr. Ramana and Dr. Samatha, Dr. Jyotsna, the Department of English.
Dr. Swami.
Dr. Swami, for inviting me and making me part of this workshop. I'm not a speaker. I object that strongly. I'm a resource person. I don't want to take much of your time. 90 minutes is the time given for me. So I've divided the time this way. We'll be getting into groups. Each group will be taking up one unit of this textbook. I was told with my understanding by Dr. Ramana that you are to be familiarized with different ways of dealing with the text. So each group will be taking one unit and parts of the unit will be worked out by each of you, and we'll have short presentations on how it can be done differently by you. I'll only be a guide, a facilitator, to tell you or direct you on how we'll be going about. Okay? Is this plan fine for you? You can have a lot of fun because you're going to, most of the times you don't find time to talk with your own friends, your own colleagues in your own department. You hardly say hello to each other. So you have more time now to spend with your friends, keep chatting. But along with that, we'll also share a lot of your experience and the ways you already are familiar with in dealing or teaching English. Okay. Generally, before we start, how do you go about when you are given a text? Any of you? For example, you have this textbook. Madam was telling that you've been using it for the past 4 years. So, how do you begin a lesson? Apart from what the text is. For example, the first text that you have is a poem by Rudyard Kipling. I'm sure you're very familiar with the poem. You're also familiar with Rudyard Kipling, not as a poet but primarily as a novelist. So you begin with introducing the writer, author, poet, whoever, and you get into the text. With the text, what do you do in the class? My question is clear. And you have mics. You are free to pull one from me also to talk. Yeah, please. I feel
I usually start the text. I usually start the text by asking the questions and relating those questions to the text so that they can connect their life and along with reconnect to the text. I usually make the text move so
That
that
is
they
the
can
beginning
connect.
of the text. That is how you drag your students or pull your students into the text. That's good, great. Then how do you go about with the text?
Good afternoon, I'm Naresh. So I talk about the contemporary time period of the author and the personality of the author and the experiences of his. So based on that, most of the
Take
text,
one step back
yes,
where
I
introduction
take
of the
them
author
to-
is given a little elaborately. Okay? Good.
so based on the contemporary time, they could get back and think over to that time.
Thank you. So you are placing the text in the time context, the social context of that production of the text, and you are trying to relate it to the
Present.
students. That's great. Thank you.
Afternoon, madam. My name is Anand Kumar. So I will ask each of the students to read the paragraphs from the textbook and ask them to underline the difficult words that they feel. And then while teaching the lesson, I also teach the meanings of that difficult words so that they can read into the text and understand.
So do they read it for themselves or do you read it for?
I will ask them to read silently.
Read it silently. Thank you,
And I will ask
Anand.
them to understand, underline the words.
Great. How else? Anybody else? So the actual text, he says, he will make the students read by themselves, make them underline the difficult words and explain it to the students. And after the text is over, by the way, is this a common kind of procedure? Almost all of you, little here and there with slight differences. Do you all follow the same? Yes. Yeah. Then after the text, what do you do? And if there are any deviations, please feel free to actually talk about it.
I will also share my experiences if there is any related to the text.
Mic is switched off. Another person to talk. I remember your name is Leena. That is how one of you have. Please feel free. I'm Suvarna, and you are. You will be all addressed with your first names. Okay? It's nothing to do with ages. It is nothing to do with designations. It is only to feel free with one another. That's it.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Leena. Actually, when we were in schools, poems were not taught lyrically, musically. But I've seen Sarojini Naidu's few of the poems which really, left a mesmerizing impact on my mind. So that's reason whenever we teach the poem in the class, I always remember making children to, sing it lyrically and mathematically, take 2 lines of it. I just go lyrically in the class, make the children to do the same. Simultaneously what Anand said.
Slightly away from the mark.
Yeah. What Anand said is, I usually make them to underline not only the hard words, but ask them to write phonetical transcript and make them to write it on the board as well. This is what I keep doing it. And you can come down any moment, check our book, you'll definitely find it out. So this is what I'll be doing. Because poems are not taught interestingly because we just read it out, ask them to answer the questions below and finish it off.